Verity.
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 It's Verity. Brought to you by Prodigy.
Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Nawal, and on today's episode of IPRMSA podcast, I'll be sharing a myth story and hopefully the message resonate with each one of you. Our topic will be about Japanese folklore, fatal attraction that can be related to our subject in public relation. Fatal attraction takes place when a quality that an individual comes to dislike in a partner is an exaggerated version of the same quality that was initially attractive. This can be seen in communication when content earns your brand the wrong type of attention. Whether you are a consumer or merely an audience to business owner, this episode will surely give you an insight about the topic. Today, I'm going to talk about a PR topic that can help to widen your perspective about how communication, especially PR, is important in maintaining its image, and sharp thinking skills are important to avoid crises. In the end of this podcast, you will find out that even in early days, there were situations that used PR in daily life. Public relation is the process of maintaining a favorable image and building beneficial relationships between a person or public communities and groups it serves. A Japanese folklore about a fatal attraction, a father who sells his son to a wealthy family by earning a favorable image by sizing and attention-worthy action by promoting how beautiful his son looks. Here are some of the points from the myth folklore that can be related to public relation. The father wants to build relationship with an influential individual that are looking for future husband for their daughter. He used the opportunity to generate attention by telling the people that his son is the most good-looking in the country. In today's business, it is no longer a secret that a product can be best-selling without good promotion, even though it was not as good as it was. Many companies use the opportunity of influencer or beauty gurus to help boost their product with paid promotions. Seems familiar, isn't it? Now you get the idea of how the story started. I will continue with more detailed points that we can take from the story for our PR learning. Myth number 1. The dad selling his son for his youthful looks in order to marry him off with a wealthy family. It is a lie that his son is the most beautiful man in Japan, but his looks are not shabby either. The son felt that his dad is exaggerating the lies, and it may backfire them in the future. They set out on a journey to the wealthy man's house to meet the future wife. As we well aware of, public relation is very much about reputation management. The dad here plays a role as PR consultant that associates themselves with building or shaping opinion for a win-win scenario with clients. The dad is seeking that attention from the wealthy man by telling people about his son's look and receiving favorable sentiments. It is an essential hidden art of selling, hence he secured a date for his son with the future wife for the next day. We must agree that a single impression through word of mouth is several times more likely to convert. The dad may have lied and even covered up his son with a hood, but people are still likely to trust the word of someone they know. In today's business strategy, words of people are still better than paid marketing messages of a brand. According to Agility PR Solution, word of mouth only accounts for around 13% of sales, but with the right strategies, a company can turn customers into successful marketing. Myth number 2. The father came up with ideas to maintain his lies. He set up a date between his son and the future wife during a half moon night. It is a perfect plan to ensure that nobody can really see what he looks like. During the date, the father went for dinner to talk about the business. The woman finally strikes a conversation with the son, asking what his father does as a job. Unable to lie anymore, he told her that his father is a gambler. Surprisingly, she did not get angry and told him that she did not care about his family finances, but actually married him for his looks. Please keep in mind this is said in all times, so some wealthy people did not really care about wealth but wanted someone to give them beautiful children. The father knew the wealthy man cares about looks more than anything, and he planned a strategy in order to bait him. Part of a PR professional job is to make sure they stay up to date on latest industry trend. Just like marketing firms, public relation firms are also experiencing trends too. It is very important to pay attention to PR trends as it can help brands to learn about their competitors and address problems with opportunities ahead. When one knows how to reduce the risk of their PR opportunities failing, the higher the chances of success in the business. Myth number 3. Once the couple got married, the husband started to stress out, worrying that his cover will be blown out anytime soon. He cannot be possibly hidden in half moonlight forever, right? He confronted his father during the wedding night. The father said nonchalantly, "Don't worry, son, I have the best plan for you. My friends will help you." He pointed out to his gambling friends who came for the wedding. Every company must have PR department that works with organization to help them build that image, and through effective marketing strategies, it can help to overcome the crisis. Business journey will confront crisis at some point, like controversies with the public. In time like this, social media plays an important role in repairing the damage through simple press release. Like the father in this story, he is responsible for future crises of his son. As a good PR team has their list of backup plans and details in case any emergency breaks out, his father makes his group of gamblers to carry out the plan. Myth number 4. During the wedding night, the couple started to fall asleep in their bedroom, but disturbed by a loud rumbling earthquake. The couple was startled when the ceiling began to crumble. A chilling voice blew, "Fairest youth on the land." The demonic voice laughed loudly. The man jumped on his feet and bravely confronted the invisible demon. He asked why the demon appeared and disturbed the peaceful night. "The woman has been mine for 3 years. Nobody can take her away from me," the demon said angrily. The man looked at his wife, and his wife was as confused as him. He then asked the demon to leave, but the demon will do so on one condition. He must choose to pick either his look or his life. The man finally chose to pick his look over his life. This is a perfect example that a crisis is starting to arise. The man must choose whether his look or the life. Crisis situation is when public relation professionals react to protect and defend a brand, individual, or organization from negative press that would threaten their reputation. In an age where anyone could suddenly voice their opinion about a brand, reputation can rapidly change. A good PR person must be able to act quickly on their own thinking and choose a wise option to avoid more trouble. The son must pick the correct option to help himself from being exposed to his lie or harmed by the demon. Myth number 5. What they did not realize during the commotion, the father was actually nowhere to be found. Later that morning, the father told his son that his plan was successfully done and they do not have to worry about their lives. The son was perplexed at first and finally realized that it was all a play by his father and a group of gamblers. It was not a real devil, and it was all a plan to ensure that his so-called beautiful looks will look like they were stolen by the devil because of jealousy. The father-in-law came personally to him and apologized for his incompetence for not realizing the devil existed. As it caused him damage for his look, the father-in-law agrees to build him and his daughter a new house for them and support their marriage for the rest of their life. His father and the group of gamblers are like PR team. When a PR crisis can be challenging to navigate whether it already occurred or soon in the future. Every business should have a concrete PR crisis team and plan in place. The father's plan is genius and it avoids the problem when people find out that his son is not that good looking. It is better to act out fast than before the trouble hits. An effective PR team consists of both in-house professionals who have good knowledge of the company and external expert who can see the situation with good perspective. At this point, the father has good knowledge about folktale myth creatures and knows that people believe in this type of story and use it against the wealthy family. He still maintained the good reputation of his son's good look and made him heroic to sacrifice it over the lives of many. Before I end this topic today, I want the audience to know that public relations are not necessary to lie and cover it up, but it is a task for the department to help overcome the crisis, whether it was intentional or not. There are black, white, and gray areas of lying and deception in PR. The father himself does not entirely lie that his son is the most beautiful man in Japan. It can be his opinion as a father. However, according to the others, the son is obviously not as beautiful as he said. In a field of public relations that relies greatly on public image and client satisfaction to achieve their target, lying can be a gray area. Each case is unique and PR professionals must decide the correct approach to choose. Sometimes lying are necessary to be successful, but other times, it is against our moral to create an untrustworthy environment for a brand.